Rejection 15 or blue, and also to the creators of Supreme. Now, I told you that when we're designing the blue, that it was going to have other screen paints behind it using that AR15. We have a new product that we're also designing, also too, that will be tested. We decided to dabble into the lighter gray screen paints. So we're going to pretty much have a screen paint that's going to cover just about everything. At first we did nothing but black technology, but now we started dabbling in gray technology, with a dark gray technology. I think the lightest screen we make is actually the black silver. So now we are coming out with another screen paint for the AR15 lineup, and it is going to be a light gray screen paint with incredible possibilities. That, keep in mind, will actually put other gray screen paints on that caliber. It'll give them a run for their money. So we decided, why not? Why not have a paint for every selection, for every customer? Other big news we have is we tested 3 orders last night. All 3 orders went through with no problem. We are now accepting overseas shipping. And keep in mind, it's always stayed the same. Nothing will change. The shipping will continue to be free overseas. Now, as for the 1 gallons and 2 gallons, they will not be eligible for overseas shipping, but the new ones, but the 1 quart and 2 quarts will be available with overseas shipping. So that is just in time for blue. Blue pre-order launch date will officially be launching somewhere around on the 15th. We'll be accepting those pre-orders. And keep in mind, if you don't have a pre-order, when the official launch date is launches, you will not be able to get the screen paint. Understand that. Please understand that, because if you try to place an order and you're not on that pre-order list, your money will be returned back to your account. So if you're interested in the blue technology, blue is going to officially be launching somewhere around about the 7th of February. That's the official launch date for it. Pre-orders will be starting on the 15th. We have a certain amount in the shopping cart. Once we reach that certain amount has depleted, that will disappear. That shopping cart will automatically lock. Companies will be able to order a certain amount, so we want to make sure everybody has enough when we get ready to launch that product. Once we have passed that particular period, then we will actually add more into that. All right, so we're going to be doing some demonstrations, not today, not yet, because like I said, there's 2 key elements missing from that technology, which is needed to actually push it to that next level. Well, we are now going to be in the process of in the field of light gray screen paints, and that's where we're going to be heading to also too. All right, so let me see right here. Let me go back out of this video right here. And I want to show you something too. Also too, I want to show you something we have to talk about here. Let me see if I can find it. All right, so because of the holiday seasons, and keep in mind, people are ordering more than ever because of COVID. A lot of people are ordering, they're inside. United States Postal Service has had some problems with delays on getting packages. If you have received a red dot which says that your item is in transit, please keep in mind, I know you contact us, you know you think we have control over everything. We don't. That's why we give you a tracking number. That's why we give you that information, so you can contact your local postal service in your area and find out exactly what's going on with your packages. Now, if you have a tracking number that says it has been created, it means, bottom line is, it's down at their facility and it hasn't gotten around to the point of being scanned and processed. That's why it ship out your item. This is the #1 reason why you see me recording my shipping out. When I start doing ship outs, why I record those ship outs is the reason why I do those. It's because it shows proof of me shipping out my customers' items out the door. That's why we do the ship out. Some people felt that, oh, he's doing that to be to brag about his orders. No, it is to protect our company, to show that we do ship out our orders. As I said before, I back everything up. And it's a good thing we do that, because now we're having some problems with the United States Postal Service where they're having massive delays due to, like I said, Christmas, and due to the fact that they're having some problems with getting orders out the door. And the reason why I know this is because I ordered a few items off of Dreamcast. Sorry, Dreamcast, funny. I ordered a few items off of eBay, and both of them are in a limbo stage, which means I don't know when I'm going to receive my items. I'm not saying it's going to happen to you, but it's happened to me. And this is what I got on my end. I got on my end, right there, the dot, and saying high shipping volume causing some delays. Please allow extra time. Or causing some delays, please allow extra time. So, I got this notice that popped up on my Power Stone 1 and 2, which I ordered, and my Dreamcast. The rest of my projectors did land here, but this is when I got this right here. So instead of me contacting the person who basically I bought from, which he wouldn't have any control over, I contact the United States Postal Service to find out what's going on with the little red dot popping up there, and they're telling me that the order is on delay, which means I have to wait a while to get it. So that's what's happening with a lot of the orders. We're shipping them out. We provide tracking numbers. It's just that we just have to wait a while and be patient because, like I said, you have a lot of people now that are ordering in more than ever because of COVID. And then on top of that, consider the Christmas rush. All right. So let me go and grab a few things here first. This is me up early in the morning taking care of business as usual. As I said before, I can use my screens. Fully lit environments as always. I think I left my projector on downstairs. I'm pretty sure it did. Came up here and passed out. I was tired. It was up early in the morning or late at night, editing the website, getting that ready. We had to remove all the restrictions off the site so we can start placing orders for overseas. Oh, day. This is going to be interesting day. I'm not going to do too much today. All right, so let's go downstairs. Now let me explain something to you real quick so people can understand this. We have some matters we're going to have to pursue, and these matters, I've already hired some people to actually take care of this situation already, because due to the fact that individuals have gone outside the line of being professional when it comes to business. There's a way to handle things and there's a way not to handle things. And because these things were done unprofessionally in their behalf, I've actually hired a few people to take care of the matter. So therefore, we will not be bringing up these subjects on my YouTube channel to inflict these on my customers or people who come in to watch. We're going to handle this outside of YouTube with the people that I've actually hired or employed to take care of this situation. So, with that being said, any crow boys that feel the need to come on here and carry on, you will be automatically blocked from the door. We're not going to entertain you here. Understand? All right. All right, so let's move on from there, from my screen there. I'm going to pop up downstairs. As you can see, I've removed the door for the gaming room, for the closet, the snack closet. I had to remove the door because I had to open up the door again. It became a bit hard to get back and forth to get what I needed out of there. All right, so with all being said, hopefully today we're missing a couple of key ingredients for our screen paints, which will be coming in soon. This is right here, as you can see. I'm leaving that on as the sun comes up. We always do this. I left my projector on last night, so I mean, it's running in eco mode. I mean, it's not going to burn. I'm not worrying about my lamp burning out. Let me straighten up here. I thought I did straighten up here this morning when I got up. Why are my subs on? I don't know, my speaker sounds so weird. There we go. Why are my speakers so weird? Some weird subs aren't even on. All right. So we're going to pop in here. This screen right here is going to be converted to blue since we got the launch date. I didn't want to convert this to blue and not have a launch date or a pre-order launch date because that'd be kind of like teasing. Like, look, I got a blue 235.1 and you guys don't even have it yet. That'd have been teasing. So I had to wait till the official launch date come up. So we're going to be using this as an advertising screen, and that one is going to be coated with the new technology. What is the new technology? We got something coming out called Ultra Bright Ambient Light Rejection 15. Yeah, we decided to now, we're going to actually be working in the field of lighter gray screen paints too. Also, like I said, might as well take over that territory too. Fire up this projector. One thing I like to do when I get up in the morning is I like to fire off my projectors. I wonder if I was smart enough to put the controller back. That's the worst problem I have is with controllers. Not there. Yeah, I did it. I walked away with it. I got 3 of these things floating around in the house. Last one I do is getting these things mixed up. Is this one this one? Yeah, this one's this one. Okay. That belongs there. That goes there. Where's the one that goes in the room? Let's see. Chances are it's probably on the desk. Yep, it's on the desk. All right. I have to get up in the morning and watch my fish. What we got going on here? Here we go. So I'll leave this remote control here. So we're gonna get this one mixed up with anything else in the house. All right, let's go from here. Next room. I gotta start straightening up my kitchen. My kitchen is a bit of a mess. So I get my kitchen tight up in here. Oh man, look at the fog outside. It is freaking crazy out there. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I forgot. Let's fire this one up. My kitchen projector. That one going. Is that running on? Which one's it running on? There we go. This is a kitchen projection screen. Probably gonna run fish throughout the entire house today. I usually have those on. I'm just trying to relax today. YouTube, 4K fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, this projector right here, the tabletop, I'm going to be removing this projector right here. And I'm going to be taking this one and sticking it upstairs in the gaming room. And then I'm going to buy me another projector for this one, which what model is this one? This one is the 351. I want a 361. That's what I want. So we're going to take that one apart. And I'm going to get my other projector. Convert that one over. That's started. Right. I need to get that one off its stand. Okay. So let's get you guys over here. I don't know what this is going on over here. Okay, let's see if this is good. Here, what we got going on here? Oh, kind of. When the Chromecasters freeze, and they will freeze. Not Chromecasters, but the Fire Sticks will freeze. You got to disconnect them and plug them back in. It happens from time to time. All right, so let me show you what we have here. This is going to be the screen that is going to have competition with any gray screen out there. This is a new technology we're working on. We call it the Ultra Bright ALR 15. This is a new technology we're working on. And this right here is front and rear technology, which means you can spray a front and rear with this screen. It has coating capabilities already embedded, already in it. That is going to be the next one for any form of light gray screen paint on the market. That will be able to go toe to toe with that with no problem whatsoever. That's what that's going to be designed for. This right here is blue, but it's an invisible version of blue right there. So this is the invisible version of blue's technology right here. And this right here is the new version of the new gray that we're designing. Now, we decided to step into the field of gray screens because we feel that we can do a better job. We can design a much better gray screen. This has 100% coating embedded in it. It is 1% done. It is a spray-on application with front and rear technology capabilities. It will be able to take on a ton of ambient light, and it will do things that other gray screens will not be able to do. So now we have decided to put our hat in that ring also. Now, the nickname for this one, we call it Ultra Bright. Ultra Bright ALR 15. This right here, this little puppy right here, any light gray screen on the market, well, guess what? You got something nasty coming your way because we're dominating that field too. I figure why not? We have a black screen, we have a gold screen, we have a platinum dark gray screen, we have the black silver, which is the gray screen. And next, this one right here is going to be going against any gray screen out there. That is at 1%. Still needs some more testing. We'll be doing some test demonstrations on next. As a matter of fact, we'll be coating this screen with it right there because my 235.1 is going to be using, or going to be coated to blue, when transferred over to blue. I use that as an advertising screen. Let me get some cartoons in here. Oh. My friend was like, you guys designed just about everything else. How come you guys don't have a light gray screen? I'm thinking, like, how come we don't have a light gray screen? We pretty much have coded everything else, so that was developed last night. That fast, that quick. Let's see. Oh, I do like this one right here. No. Let's do this one right here. I like to do anything relaxed in the morning when I get up. And this is just in time because, like I said, I wanted to get blue overseas, and now going through the shopping carts, doing the test last night. I had a friend of mine from the UK. He placed an order. His order went right through with no problem. I'm thinking, yep, we're ready to go. I was so happy. Australia went through, India went through, and all the other countries will have no problem processing because these are major countries. We had some serious problems where error codes were popping up left and right where we weren't allowed to ship over. But now we have that capability. Just in time. Now, as I said before, keep in mind that gallons will not be available overseas due to the shipping cost, but we will be shipping the 1 quart, 2 quart, and 3 quarts will be available overseas. Blue will be available overseas. And that new technology over there we're working on will be available overseas. Yes, sale is still going on. The Christmas sale will be going on until the 26th or 27th of December. That comes with the free blackout cloth. Hey, good morning. How you doing? Good morning. Yeah, that sale is still going on. It's still going on. So if you want to order, keep in mind all overseas shipping is free. We always ship for free overseas. So you don't have to pay for any shipping costs whatsoever. I'm so happy. I'm telling you, I'm so happy. When I saw that first shopping cart go through and error code didn't pop up, and I was like, oh, we got Australia. And then another one went through, and I called a friend of mine over at in the UK, and I was like, yo, dude, I need you to place me an order real quick. So I'll reimburse, I'll give you your money back. He said, no, we want this product for a while. We can't get it over here. And he wanted to place the order, and the order went right through. And I was like, oh, yes, we have England. Keep in mind, I have a lot of business ties in England. So, yeah, this is going to be cool to have blue now overseas and business back to normal. As I said before, and when I first started off, as for these, we gave out challenges for people to tell them, just to let them know to stay in their lane. Do not compare your technology to ours because you don't do our same tests, you don't do our demonstrations. And that's why we do those challenges, give them those challenges. Those challenges to say, look, if you can't complete any of our challenges, stay in your lane, stay in your backyard, do your work, what we do over here. So with that being said, and like I said, I'm not going to incorporate any more of that nonsense onto my channel or entertaining any more of these jokers out there. We already, like I said, I've already gone down the road of hiring people to take care of that situation. So we're just going to keep anybody comes doing any nonsense and carrying on, you'll be blocked on the door. We're not going to entertain you at all, period. For those jokers that are out there carrying on and acting up, whatever they're doing, we already, like I said, we already have things in place. We've already hired certain individuals to handle the situation on a professional level. So we're going to keep this clean in here between us and the customers. Oh, little ducky or chickie, whatever that is. We're going to keep everything professional in here because, like I said, once they went outside that line of posting my house on the internet, and keep in mind, like I said, we have law enforcement involved in that one too, including YouTube legal department. That's when I knew that these people are no longer following or anything on a professional level. They have now gone down a road where, and it's a dark road to do that. And before I end this right here, not end this right, before I want to say real quick, when you do stuff like that, and I explain to people, it's not funny. It doesn't hurt me at the end of the day. It doesn't hurt my customers at the end of the day. It hurts you. Because when you do stuff like that, now you have already damaged the relationship between you and your customer when it comes to trust. Because if you're willing to do that to me, what's that to say that if you get into a discussion or you get into a dispute with your customer, that you might not do that to them? So it kind of puts you now in a bad situation. You shouldn't have done that to begin with. So when I saw them do that, it's okay. Now I'm going to have to hire some people to take care of this. And that's what was done. So like I said, from now on, we're not going to entertain that here on this channel. We're going to keep things where we talk about paints, we talk about screens, we talk about building stuff, where to buy, where to get, testing projectors, all that stuff. That's what we're going to do here. All right. All right. So let's move on from there. I have to take this apart. This is the stand. Oh, this thing was a nightmare to freaking get the projector on here. You have no idea. This might have been one of the hardest stands I've ever had to attach a projector to. It was a nightmare to put it on, but it has to come off because I need to take this upstairs and I need to put this in the gaming room for the 100-inch screen. It's been sitting on a wall for about a couple months with no projector, and it has to have ultra short throw because the way the room is designed, there's no place for me to mount the other projector because there's a window there. So I need ultra short throw automatically. So this has to come apart, and I have to order me another one to go on this one. This is going to be for the tabletop project. Oh, look, see, look. Told you. See how it transferred over and it's clear? This right here is going to be an interesting coating. Now, these are invisible technologies right here. These technologies are designed that you can spray these for front and rear. If you want to use this for your front projection like this, you can spray this on your front projection. Done. And if you want to decide that you want to have a rear projection, then you're going to just have a piece of plexiglass or some form of PVC material that's see-through, and you can coat it on that, and you can make your screen front and rear with that technology. So this is the new technology we are working on for actually throwing our hat in the ring for lighter gray screens. And I felt that, look, we got just about everything else. Why not have this in our category too also? Because I still have customers out there that prefer to have that light gray screen. That's what they want. You know, even though I tell them that the contrast levels are better on the black screens and so forth, they just want that light gray screen. Some people want that tradition. So I figure, might as well. And that's what we have right there in the container. So probably around next week, we'll begin testing on that. That is going to be fantastic for people who have low entry level projector. It'll work with high end projectors, but if you have a projector that's very low, that stuff right there will do it. I know that would definitely run on any knockoff projector, and I mean any knockoff projector. That's going to run off of it. No problem. All right, so what we're going to do is probably somewhere next week, we're going to convert the black screen over to blue because it's for advertising. I'm turning to an advertising screen. That's going to be converted to the Ultra Bright AR 15. That's the new light gray screen for testing. Upstairs, we got enough black screens up there to do demonstrations. So as you can see, you'll watch the sun come up on this screen. This is what I like to do, the display on this screen right here, because the sun comes up and it filters around the screen and you can watch the screen not fade or wash out. Mind you, that's on a 720p projector that I paid $59 for. Yeah, $59 for that projector. That's the first one I got. I didn't even know those projectors had that kind of, they were beautiful like that, because I've worked with NECs before and I've had problems with NECs. Not a big fan of NEC projectors, but that particular model for me, now I'm sure there's people like NECs, that particular model for me just came out looking incredible on the screen paint. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, who makes this projector? I mean, I know it's NEC, but what model number? And when I found out, I went online and I found out there was a bunch of other people who sold those particular projectors. I started buying them up. So I need another one for this screen right here. This is the only screen that doesn't have a projector. So this one right here, it's for the interface for the artwork for the room. That's perfect. That's not even hitting me. This one overhead is hitting there. So that's not even hitting me. But the problem I have is this screen, when I installed it, I was supposed to have a projector mounted up here, but it wasn't going to work right. So it still was going to hit me. Either way, it was going to hit me. I was going to get hit with a projector in the face. Now I thought I would have the chair so I can move the chair around, like I can watch here or here or here, but that's not going to work. I got LED lights in the floor and I do not want to be shifting the chair around and ripping up my lights. So the best way to do this is we have to use ultra short throw. This ultra short throw can sit about that far from the screen and I can fill the whole screen out with no problem. So that's what we're going to do today. Finally get a chance to use this screen. So that's what we're going to have to do today. Testing for today. Yes, happy. Oh yeah, like I said, happy that we now have the ability to be able to ship overseas. That's fantastic. Like I said, fantastic. I'm happy about that. This is what I like to do. In the morning when I get up, I like to look at the golf course. I like to pull my curtains back. I like to look at the golf course right here. I like to put the camera here because people walk their dogs around this way right here. I don't think I'm recording like some kind of crazy dude. But no, I like to pull my curtains back. I like to be able to see the golf course. It's a beautiful golf course. As you can see, the screen's don't wash out or fade. Now, those curtains will stay open for the remainder of the day. And I'll sit here and read. Simply to watch my TV shows and sports and whatever in a flooded environment. That's the one thing I talk about when it comes to these ultra short throw projectors. People want these projectors in their homes, their office, or something like that, the living rooms. And the area where these projectors are going to sit, that area is not going to be dark. It shouldn't be dark. You should be able to use the same amount of lighting that you use in your environment every single day as if you have a TV in there. So if you have to darken the environment because the screen is not doing its job, then you no longer have a living room anymore. You have turned your living room into a cave. You should be able to do this in a fully lit environment with no problem whatsoever. I can never understand that. Sorry about that. Watch demonstrations when people have ultra short throw projectors and the environment's dark. I'm like, okay, so how come I can't see your environment? Why is your environment always so dark? And it's because the screens are designed to be able to pull images up in full environments. So they had to keep their living rooms in the dark. This is my lounge area. So my lounge area, this is not a theater room setup. This is where I come and I sit down and sometimes watch some TV or chat with friends online or stuff like that. But this is not a home theater setup. So why in the world would I have it looking like a dark cave environment? Should be able to move about your house with all your normal lighting. None of these lights have dimmer switches, so when I turn these things on, they're on. I love the black technology, I do. So that's why I said in the morning, you'll see me get up and you'll see me fire off all my projectors when I get up. My environment will stay nice and bright, as it should. This is what ambient light projection technology is supposed to do. I mean, come on. In the era we're at right now with projection screens, you know how far we've come with projection screen technology. If you go back, way back, and look at the older stuff we used to have, I mean, the reel to reel, and every time anybody went to turn on a projector, the lights had to be out, the curtains had to be shut, closed. It had to be a dark environment. That was the normal for projection screen technology at that particular era. Now, in this era, you should be, as far as we've gone since these high-tech machines right here compared to reel-to-reels when they first came out. When people wanted to watch a movie back then, around that era, you had to go before the slideshow nightmares, because I've been through a slideshow nightmare. I've been through 3 of those. Been through a slideshow nightmare. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That is something you never ever want to live through. Unless you really enjoy a slideshow nightmare, then you must be the kind of, well, I can't say that you're the kind of person that likes to watch paint dry, but it was a really, really boring freaking. When I was coming up as a kid, we had these people next door, our neighbors, and they were always traveling, always going different places, which is pretty cool. And they would bring home a brick of freaking slideshows, and they would narrate the slideshows as they were telling what was going on. And some of the narration would just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and the slideshow. Yeah, it was something that if you lived through it, you would never forget it. So that was one thing. If we were doing a slideshow, I mean, she turned out the room had to completely dark. There'd be no light pushing through at all, none. And then you had the upgrade of the people got the reel to reel, which you had a movie player. You take your reel, you snap it on, you feed it to the feeder, and you run your movies. When I was a kid coming up, and I'm gonna show you how old I is. When I was a kid coming up in school, or most people now have, I don't know what they use now in school. I really don't know what they use now. They use any kind of stream. I think they stream in school now, right? When I was coming up, it was reel to reel. A lot of you or not, it was reel to reel when I was coming up. Kid would bring in the machine, and they would connect the reel. The music would come on, and you get the squiggly lines coming across the screen, and then it go because the tape would pop, and they'd have to feed it right back in. Yeah, that's my era I grew up. So I got a chance to watch all this technology unwind when I was young. I got a chance to watch the reel to reel, and then you've seen the slideshows and all this stuff. I got a chance to watch all this technology unwind in front of me because I was a tech junkie. I've always had a thing for technology. So, in the era we're at now, these things are way beyond the stuff we have now. I remember when Sharp and was it Magnavox? Sharp and Magnavox were the big boys when it came to projectors. Ronco was in there somewhere, but it was Sharp. Sharp was the main projector, and it was CRTs. They were massive, huge projectors that had red and green and blue. And they were running off BMCs on the back of them. Remember all that stuff coming up? And I remember looking at the back of projectors, like, good gracious, this thing is freaking ancient. But this stuff we have now, you run cell phones to them, you run freaking Chromecast to them, you can make them into smart projectors. They've come a long way. So the technology is way, way beyond on what I was when I was a child. So how come the screens are still reacting the same way? How come you're still in the dark? How come you're still closing out curtains? How come your screens are washing out and fading? All that nonsense. Calibrating projectors came out when screens were white. That's nothing new. They were calibrating projectors way back when you had white screens. And you're still calibrating a projector in this decade in time with this technology we have now? That's why I said the screens don't meet the technology of the projector. The screens are still way behind. That's the problem. And that's why people have to go in and have to do all these upgrades and get this and get that and so forth and so forth. Meanwhile, I can come here and I can watch videos and movies and TV shows in a fully lit environment as if I have TVs. And I can do it on old projectors, not new projectors. And these are discontinued projectors. That's a discontinued projector that I got off of eBay for $59. That's my prize projector, $50, $59 that I got off eBay. And look at it. The screens are behind in their technology. A lot of people don't understand that. If you grew up, like I said, if you grew up in the era I grew up in, you got a chance to watch the reel to reel, you know what I mean? The slideshows and all those coming up. You knew what it was like. You knew that you couldn't have your lights on. You couldn't have your windows open. That was unheard of. You had to be in a dark environment. And now with the technology we have now in projectors, even the old ones, even the ones that were discontinued in 2012 or 1999 are more advanced than the technology we had when I was coming up as a little kid. So why is everybody still sitting in the dark? This is supposed to be your TV setup. This is what ultra short those advertise. that instead of having all the cables and wires and everything running all over the place, you can have it just like a TV. Set it up on top of your desk or set it on top of your mantelpiece where you're going to have it, and put up a 100-inch screen and watch it in a fully lit environment without the screen washing or fading. That's the advertisement for the projector. Do you understand that? Not the advertisement for the screen. When you're watching the projector is saying what it can do. It has that possibility, but without the screen, you won't see it. There you go. Some people get that mixed up. They think because the projector has the possibility, because you hit the screen will also have the possibility. No, only the projector has that possibility. If the screen doesn't have the ability to do so, you will not see the full potential of the projector. That's it. And that's why your screens wash out. That's why they fade. That's why the colors are bland. That's why you're in dark environments, because you're trying to basically accommodate the environment to make the screen look good for the projector. And it can't happen because the technology's not there. That's why our technology can produce these images off a 720p outdated projector that was discontinued many years ago. Not a $3,000 or $4,000 projector, outdated projectors. Now, this one, when I did this setup in here, I could have went with a 1080p projector. I bought a 720p ViewSonic projector. That's what I bought. Didn't need 1080p in here. Wasn't necessary because the screens do all the work. The screens do all the work. It doesn't make a difference what projectors you get. They should work automatically. This is why big companies, I find it interesting that when they set their displays, they have the environment all set up. It's all rehearsed, script and rehearsed to show you that, look, we have the ambient light adjusted where we need it to go to make the environment look like it's well lit. And then they'll bring in this monster of a projector and they'll do the setup. You know why they use such a high-powered monster projector? Well, two reasons why. Number one, they probably have a partnership with the company. Or we'll advertise your product, and if you do demonstrations, you advertise our product. It's like one hand washes the other. The other thing is, too, is that the projector, being that caliber, is pretty much going to make up for whatever the screen is lacking. So the screen is struggling in certain areas, having such a high-end piece of equipment is pretty much going to be able to make up the low points and what that screen is going to develop in that environment. It may have some problems in there. I mean, think about it. I mean, Screen Innovation in one of the demonstrations had a $50,000 projector. This thing was the size of a coffee table. I think Sony makes that thing. You're talking about 10,000 lumens, ultra short throw projector. That is tremendously a ton of power. You can hit that with anything. I mean, heck, I can just line the entire wall with newspaper and I would still get an amazing image. There's no way in the world that screen could ever flaw with that kind of power next to it. So you're saying you're less than a foot away from a screen with a 10,000 lumen ultra 4K laser projector. It doesn't make a difference what you run in that room. That screen's going to pop up regardless. The only problem you're going to see it's going to lack in that environment if that screen does not have the ability to pull contrast. I don't care what kind of powerful projector you have, you're just not going to see it. That's all to it. It's all. So that's what I try to explain to people in videos when I do these demonstrations. You know, people say, oh, you use 720p projectors. Why not? Why can't I use a 720p projector? Why not go out and spend all this money for a projector? Just put it onto a screen that I'm only going to get 50% out of the projector to begin with. I mean, I go to, I'm on a couple of Facebook forum sites where people set up their home theater setups, and I see people with insane setups. I mean, freaking insane. Movie theaters, concession stands inside their home. It's insane, beautiful, gorgeous. Then I see the projector set up, beautiful projector, very expensive piece of equipment, and then I see the screen. They couldn't even do a demonstration like this on the screen. What I see is they'll turn out all the lights and then they'll show the picture of the screen. And then with the lights off, they will turn the projector off and they'll display the screen. If they do happen to show an image with the lights on, it is completely faded all the way around. There's a tan fade out all the way around the screen, just washed out because the image can't pick it up. And that's blue technology, and they're doing that. Not a gray screen or not a white screen, not a black screen. That is blue technology with 100% code. It is reading off the projector. So this is what we sell, and this is what we do. But I'm going to let you guys go. I've got some work to do today. We got some demonstrations to do. A fellow came in yesterday. He's building a game room.
upstairs, and I want to do some demonstrations on one of the projectors. He does actually own his projector, and I wanted to do that demonstration for him. And then I have to disconnect this projector from here, which I'm not looking forward to doing, because see how this is set up, this bracket system? These two come off here and here. That's easy. This is the hard part. See that little hole there and there? I got to stick a screwdriver in there just to be able to nail those screws right here and here to pull this off. Taking it off is easy. Putting it on, a whole nother story. It's a nightmare. But I got to change it out because I need a certain projector here. One of the projectors, I think this one is, I got to put these model numbers in here for you guys. I'm sorry about that. This is a UM351W right here. The one I need has a 6, so it's a UM361W. That's the one I need for here because that one has a shift. This one over here, yep, this is it right here. This is the one I need. So I need another one of these right here. This one has position shift. Each one of these have certain perks on them, but this has a position shift, and position shift means I can move the projector screen up and down. On this one, I can't do that. It's not on this option on this projector. So what happens is when I put the image here, I have to zoom in so to shrink the image to fit here, but I want it to overlap the whole surface, but I can't because if I do it, it cuts off and hits onto the floor. I need a position, I need to be able to push the image back up, and I can't do it because that projector doesn't have that option. Only these projectors have that option, and I figured that out. So I'm going to have to go in and buy me another one of these and connect it to this so I can finish my project for my tabletop display. Also, too, like I said, when the summertime finally gets here, we're going to be doing some really interesting stuff. I'm actually in the process of purchasing a pop-up gazebo. Yes, I said pop-up gazebo. I didn't even know they even existed until I was watching. I watch all those homestead survival shows. A guy named Camping with Steam Boondocking. I'm a big fan of his YouTube channel. And he had a pop-up gazebo. I'm like, where'd you get that from? That's freaking cool. I want one of those. So I figure what we'll do is we'll set it up outside time. We'll take a nice Pico projector, put a nice theater setup in a pop-up gazebo outside, and we'll watch movies out there. On top of that, we'll be still construction and working on the blueprints for the massive, giant 500-inch screen. If I can get 500 inches. If I can't, I'm going to have to go probably 3. I do want 500 inches, though. That'd be nice. That'd be a pretty big screen. And that'd be for special effects. I think the first thing I'm going to play with that screen for fun, if I don't get a copyright strike for it, I want to do Pacific Rim. I want to do Godzilla. I want to do a Star Wars dogfight. What's another one? Something that should be shown in a large scale. Something really big and large scale. But I'll figure out the rest of them. But yeah, and I want to do like an outer space at nighttime. I want to do an outer space exhibit on there. Just having the moon and stars move back and forth, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to see if I can possibly curve it. If it's possible, if I can get away with doing a 500-inch black curved screen outside. If it's possible. Because, like I said, I'm talking to the company that actually made that software and that hardware right there. And with that, you can actually scan anything you want. So I'm trying to see if you can scan a movie. If I can scan an entire movie file into a curved screen, do you have any idea how much easier that would be for anyone who's ever did a curved screen? I explained last night that if you've never designed a curved screen setup, it is not as easy as you think it is. Some people look, oh, it's not that hard. I mean, I can do that. Oh, I mean, if you got them kind of skills to do it, I mean, you can do it. But curved screens, you're talking about, you're going to need 2 or 3 projectors to run this. You're going to need a rail system rack setup that actually connect the projectors to. Unless you're going to do it rear projection, you can connect it from the back. You know, you can do it that way. But if you're going to do it front projection, you're going to have a rail system to connect all your projectors. Bump, 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 bump. Then you're going to have to sync them all together so they're all synced together. And once they're all synced together, then you're going to have to use some kind of warp software to be able to get that to fit into that curve. And then once that, you got to use edge blending or edge bleeding or whatever you're going to use software to connect all of them together seamlessly to make one long picture all the way across. That's what you're going to go through to do it. And it is not freaking easy at all. I mean, when they do this, it's like when they tell you to do projector stacking. If you ever heard of projector stacking, that's where they stack 2 projectors on top of each other to actually combine the lumens together. So if you have 2 projectors that are 4,000 lumens and you're able to stack them on top of each other, and oh man, I tell you, it's a nightmare. It's not a nightmare, but it's tedious, man. It's freaking tedious work, I'm telling you. So what you're doing is, I have 2 of these. I have 2 Sony VPL FH30s. I can do a stack system with these. Both of those projectors are 4,300 lumens, so I can get 8,300 lumens off 2 projectors stacked together. So you have to sync both projectors together. They both have to run the same feed, and you have to produce 2 images are going to pop up on your screen at the same time. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go into, I think it's patterns, and you're going to have to realign them with the patterns are going to have to be right simultaneously, one over top of each other. So say you have a line here, that's one projector, and you have a line here. You're going to have to move it so it fits perfectly with the line. That means when you're looking at an image like this, you're watching 2 projectors go off at the same time, and that means every movement on this screen has to match perfectly with the other projector. If not, you're going to have a double effect, which means you're going to have 2 images popping off at the same time, and it's going to give it a weird kind of 3D wild look effect to it. That's what's going to happen to it. So in order to do that, one projector must overlap another one perfectly so you don't see traces of the other one. It must combine into one to make it one. And once you do that, then you can achieve having a projector that does double the amount of lumens, because they call that projector stacking. Yeah, I know about all this stuff. It's crazy. It's not about stuff. I've done it one time. I'm never doing it again. I'll just buy the projector. It's fun once you get it done, but yeah. And you can get software. There's software designed to make it easier. And some of these projectors have firmware built into them. That's why I like using the venue projectors. Venue projectors have built-in firmware in it that allows them to be able to do interesting things. Like this does automatically. This projector right here does it's a 36. Yeah, FH36, not the FH30. FH30s have twin mode. FH36s have the bleeding software or blending software that allows you to do one click and click and click. If I had 2 of those projectors, I can put, if I had 6 of them, I can take 6 of those projectors, align them up, boom, 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 and then hit that button, click, and they would lock, click, click, click. They would blend automatically from one button because they have a firm software built into them that makes it easy for you to blend the projectors into one. Now the FH31 is different. The FH31 from Sony has portrait mode. Portrait mode means instead of me, when I stand upstairs, all I have to do is take that projector and turn on the side and automatically do a portrait mode screen that would actually fill out that door right there. That's portrait mode. But certain projectors have certain options and certain perks. All right, so I think I've got everything up to date. We all know that the overseas shipping starts today. That also includes the sale, also includes free shipping for our customers overseas. The Blue, we're going to start pre-orders for that on the 15th. For the official launch date will be on February the 7th. Keep in mind, as I said before, only pre-orders that will be accepted, only orders will be accepted on the day are those that are on the pre-order list. We have the new Ultra Bright Ambient Rejection 15 tests that are going to be going off pretty soon. We're going to be doing that on front and rear, which means that it's a special coating. You can use that for rear projection or front projection. It's up to you. So that is something else we're going to be doing some testing onto also. As for anyone who's gotten orders from us, keep in mind the reason why I record all my ship out dates, and I record all my ship out dates for a purpose, to let my customers know that their orders are being taken care of. Now, if you watch me package those items up, take them out the door, that means driver took them to the destination and they've been dropped off. Consider the fact, please understand, because of COVID, because of more people being indoors, because of more people ordering online, that the United States Postal Service is going to be a bit, everything's going to be dragging a bit. Or you might have a tracking number that has not processed. It could still say the shipping tracking number has been created. That means that if it's at the post office, they haven't got around scanning it yet. That's why. I had to call down to the post office to get information, to see what's going on. Now, the reason why we give you tracking information so you can contact the post office in your area to get that information to help you out. Now, when I order stuff for myself, keep in mind, I don't contact the merchant. The merchant has done his job. He's provided me with a tracking number. It's my job to take that tracking number, go to the United States Postal Service, say, hey, look, I'm looking for this item right here. I want to know if you guys had already went in and did your job of scanning it, because it's not showing up at all as showing it was shipped. And this is the reason why I record all my ship outs, because it shows me taking care of your processing your orders on that week and getting them out the door. So that's why I record them.
Now, for me, on my end, I got the same error code too. I ordered a Dreamcast system and I ordered 2 games to go with it, Power Stone 1 and 2. And I have an error code that tells me right there with a red dot that my item was supposed to be here on Friday, December the 11th. That's when my item's supposed to be here. My item now is in transit and I got a red dot. That's all I had. I can go in here and I can go to UPS, United States Postal Service, and I can put that in there all day long. And it will tell me over and over again, your package is in transit. But this is all I have. So I'm not going to go back to the merchant and scream and yell at him because he's done his job already. He's giving me a tracking number. I need to take this to the United States Postal Service, which information he has provided for me, and go talk to them about it. That's why I don't understand when customers contact me and say, hey, can you track this down and track this down? I'm not the United States Postal Service. You have to talk to them. They're the ones who have your tracking information. They're the ones who have your package. So you have to talk to them. This is why we give you the tracking number of proof that you have an item that was shipped and that is under their care. And the reason why I record my ship out dates is because it shows that your item was shipped out and taken care of, as I've been doing since I've had this business. Now, as I said before, you're not the only one going through this. I'm also going through this too also. That is the message that I got from the top. Tell them that they're having delays. This is the date I was supposed to have my Dreamcast, and this is where it's at right now. And it has been that way for the last 4 days. So keep in mind, you're going to understand, you have to understand this. Because more people are inside, because more people do not want to go to stores, they don't want to go shopping, and they've gotten used to doing all their orders online. Consider all orders that are coming in. Consider on top of that the Christmas rush on top of that. And then consider the fact that this is what's going to happen. Packages are going to get delayed. So I'm just being patient about it because I know I placed my order. I know I have a tracking number. And I'll just have to wait until United States Postal Service basically gets the package ready or wherever it's at to be shipped. So until I have a Dreamcast and I have some games in there that I can't get access to. But I'm not going to flip out on them either because they're overwhelmed. They're overworked. You know, it's a hard job to do. I always tell people, don't complain about other people. Don't complain and say people are this and people are that until you walk a mile in their shoes. You walk a mile in their shoes, you go through what they go through. Then after that, you know what I mean? Then you can complain, you know what I mean? And you understand, you're going to have some people on the job that are not going to do the job correctly, but not everybody, you know what I mean? You consider they're getting a lot of mail. I have a friend right now that works at UPS, and they show me the packages that come through there. Good gracious. Are you kidding me? It's insane. Because now before, like I said, before COVID, we're outside. A lot of people didn't shop online. Well, a lot of people did shop online, but majority of people were in the stores buying. Now everybody is online shopping. Do you remember when they had the shutdown? Do you remember how if you didn't have like crazy internet speed, if you were sharing from other networks, like you're sharing from that hub from a whole lot of people on the block? Do you remember how at certain hours, like you just couldn't get on, you couldn't do this because everybody was watching Netflix at the same time. Everybody was on Hulu. Everything was just over streaming. Everybody was here. The gaming systems, everybody was home. And everybody was ordering like crazy on everything. Because now some people have gotten used to it. Some people will probably never ever walk back into a store ever again because of the simple fact they don't have to deal with waiting in line. They don't have to deal with this and deal with that. The only reason why people go to stores is because you can get what you want right away, faster than shipping. But now because of this, it's becoming normal. Just staying home and saying, you know, I need toothpaste, and I need dental floss, and I need some cupcakes, I need ginger ale, and I need socks. Let me go on Amazon, click, and be done. Have it in about 2 or 3 days. We'll wait the 2 or 3 days. Because that means now we don't have to get in our car and drive from all the way out to A to B and just be bothered. We've gotten used to this is the normal for us. For some of us, it's the normal. So with that being said, with more people now being inside ordering, and even after we had the vaccine, you have to consider the fact that, and like I said, for some people to understand this, it's not going to be for everybody, but you have to understand that when you have something like this global happens to a lot of people all at the same time, and we all can relate to the same thing. It'd be different if it happened in one country. It didn't happen in ours. We can't really relate to that because it didn't happen to us. But this happened to everybody. So everybody can relate to everybody on this.
there is going to be a form of psychological damage there along the way. There are going to be people that are going to turn into germophobics overnight. I myself have turned into a germophobic. I wash everything that comes in and out of this house all the time. Even if I walk through, I kick my shoes off and I'll basically run a mop and bleach right through anywhere I've trailed through the entire house. I've changed completely. Different person. So it is going to change some people in the mind. It is. It's just going to be there. And some people just are never going to leave their homes. Some people are basically just going to continue to shop online. Just some things are just going to change. It's just something that psychologically has implanted in your head. It's not a bad thing or not a good thing, but it's there. That's all to it. It's just one of those things in life. Unfortunately, we just have to deal with. But anyway, like I said, because of that, you're just going to have more people shopping online. And it might just get to a point one day where stores won't even exist anymore and everybody just home and just shop. And I think that'd be crazy. Probably will happen somewhere in the future. Stores won't even exist anymore. Everything's online. Just shop online. Everything's all virtual online. Yeah, right. It's crazy. That's what you have to understand. Shipping's going to be a little late. I had the projector, the 505 Chrissy upstairs. That got delayed for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, my projector got delayed for 2 weeks. Because first things first, shipping was overwhelming, and then California had that insane fire over there, and everything got shut down over there. My projector literally was coming out of California. So it got shut down for a couple of days, and then it got over here, and we had the elections going off and everything, and then that shut everything down, slowed everything down. And it took a while for me to get that over. I didn't think I was going to ever get it over here. One I got over here broke and didn't work, and the other one I basically paid for that did work, and I couldn't get it here. I can't scream and get upset with anybody about it. Just have to be patient and wait for it to get here. That's what I have to do. So I understand when people call me up and they're angry and upset, but you have to understand at the end of the day, I did my job. I processed your order. I made your order. I recorded myself shipping out your order. I pay an extra $100 every month to make sure your items get there on time, because even at one point, I was having problems with the postal workers because they didn't want to pick my packages up. You know what that's like when you have you work all week long and you have 20, 30 packages on your porch and they're all set for that day. And I'm happy because they're going to be out the door. My customers are going to be taken care of. And then the postal worker walks right by it and drives off. And now you're thinking okay, so what do I want to do now? Because all those packages are going to expire. So now I got to go upstairs with all 30 of them. And I have to contact all my customers and say, hey, look, this is what happened. Postal worker didn't pick up the items. I do apologize for the inconvenience. I'll make it up to you. I promise. And I got to avoid every last label, and I got to take the money out of my pocket again because I pay for the shipping. And then I got to contact and schedule the post office, file a complaint, and they'll come in and they'll do it again. They've done it to me 3 times. And I got to the point I said, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going to contact a friend. So I contact a friend and say, hey, look, you want to make some money? I'll pay you $100. All you got to do is just pick up my packages and take them to the post office. And that gives me the reinsurance that my customers are taken care of, their packages are taken care of, and I don't get backed up. Because every time they do this, just keep in mind, I have 30 packages, and then I might get another 20 packages or 15 packages that weekend, and I got all that stacked up on top of each other, and that becomes extremely stressful for me. And then I got to sit there by the window like a jack-o'-lantern in the middle of Halloween watching the postal service so I can catch one of them to remind them, please pick up my packages, because I'm paying for my service through you guys. I run my company through you guys. So you guys are making money off of me. But it's not everybody that's like that. There were just certain workers that just wouldn't do it. They wouldn't pick them up. And mind you, I have a driveway. So you can park the truck in my driveway. I got bottled water in my kitchen. You can have one of those. You can drink in your truck and enjoy yourself. And I will load the truck myself as long as I can get those packages out the door. So if anyone sits there and accuses me of not shipping out orders, man, you are a freaking liar. Because I do my job and I record myself doing my job, and I pay the extra money to make sure my customers are taken care of. Because I myself would like to get my merchandise when I pay for it. So I understand how you feel. So right now, I'm waiting for my Dreamcast, and that's what I've been waiting for the last 4 days. And I'm not going to go call the merchant. I'm not going to scream at him. I'm not going to yell at him. I'm call the postal service and just be patient and wait. That's all I can do. Merchant has no control over that. The postal service has control over that. So no point in me screaming and yelling at him for what? All right, that being said, I'm going to dismantle this contraption right here. We are going to start doing some demonstrations next week on the new Ultra Bright Ambient Light Projection 15. This is our solution to the gray screens out there. This is going to be an advanced version of what it should be. As I said before, when I watch a lot of these demonstrations online, one of the things I don't like is they call their screens ambient light rejection. And the problem is the fact that if you got a screen shrouded in darkness, or you're not really doing the test properly. A lot of people don't do their test properly. They just don't. You're just cutting corners. I don't like that. If you're going to do something, you do it right. You do it 100%. You do it by the book. If you can't do it by the book, please just don't do it at all. It's an insult to people that do. So we're going to be doing a light gray screen paint. We're going to do two forms of that. Now, I told you, see how that screen's turning invisible? It's an invisible coating, which means you have rear projection. You could turn it into rear projection or front projection. It's up to you. So we're going to do two screens. We're going to do some plexiglass, small sheets. That's all I could get. It's hard to get plexiglass. We're going to do a spray-on application, demonstration, and then we're going to do a roll-on. Actually, we're going to do spray-on. They're both spray-ons. We do spray-on inside, and we're going to do another spray-on application outside on plexiglass. So one transfer and a non-transfer. We do that demonstration. That is Blue Invisible technology. We have to do demonstrations on that. So we have to do that too, because that is going to be launching right around the time when the new stuff launches. All right. Okie dokie. All right, people. I'm going to get out of here real quick. And trust me, the price on this is going to be very reasonable. As always, my price is always reasonable. That's why we test their screens against $4,000 and $5,000 projection screens. I mean, to tell you the truth, let me explain something real quick before I go. People who are hobbyists and just develop screen paint for the sake of just developing it with no testing, they don't put any work or no effort into it. We don't consider them to be something that we would base our technology off of. We do demonstrations to explain to them to stay in your lane, and you're not on our level. Now, companies that we do like DMP Supernova, Darkstar 9, Elite Screens, those big companies, those are the companies that we do demonstrations with. Those are companies we get the credibility for. We get credibility for those because if we can basically outperform a $4,000 and $5,000 projection screen, it just shows our customers for the price that we charge, they are getting an amazing deal. All right, so with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you all for your time. Look at that, sun's coming up. Look at my screen, lights are on. I love this. Every morning when I get up, if we get a day when the sun's coming up, I get to see this. This is beautiful to me. Because when I go on the internet and I watch everybody else, they're all sitting in the dark. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here in a fully lit environment, watching my screens. I love it. Thank you all for your time. I have to go.